and welcome to Family Quest. My name is HistoryWes. Today we are going to take a quick tour of the base. It is just past the 1-year anniversary of when we started this base, so I thought we'd do a quick tour. We'll start right up here on the hill with the entry house. This leads into the underground base, which we'll look at in a minute. The top of the meadow here has a lot of work that still needs to be done. I just added the crane. It's a great design. I saw a picture on the internet. I don't know who did it, but looks good right there. Got some wood down here. This large building, I just added some kind of steampunk pipes and a smokestack there. This is our iron farm. Got our villagers and zombie up there, spawning platforms. Down here I've got a little bamboo farm, and it does plenty of the bamboo that I need. Over here we have the clock tower, which hasn't got anything in it yet. Don't know what we're going to do with that. Down this way we have this building, which is still mostly under construction. It is a mob crushing farm for cattle, cow farm, and there we go. It, like the other farms there, feed down into the automatic storage system of the base. Toss that in there. Down here we have a little farmhouse. It's not quite finished, and we have a similar mob crushing farm here for pigs. So we are working on our 4 towers. This one is the only one that's completed on the outside. This one is nearly completed. They have no interior. We have a little wall here connecting these two. So they're quite large inside. Lots of potential storage room on each level. Barrels on each level, and they're about 8 stories tall. So one of these would make a great base, but we're going to have 4. The second one here is got the floors in. All we need to do here is add some vines and some lights on the outside. The third one features our nether portal right down here. And we also have our stairway down into the underground base, which I'll get to in just a minute. Take a quick fly over here to the industrial district. This is our villager farm, our villager breeder. There's a villager breeder, which we've seen recently. Trading hall here. Over here is a wool farm, automatic wool farm. This is a villager powered vegetable farm. And on the other side here we have a pumpkin farm. And all these can be reached through the villager trading hall here via underground passage. So let's just run right over and we'll take a quick look in the wool farm. I don't think we need to go to all these farms. They're pretty standard automatic farms, but here we are. And this is really productive. I just emptied it, so and for our villagers here, we've got a zombie in each section. And these villagers can be lowered down to be infected by the zombie. This, I don't remember whose idea this one is, but just bear in mind that any farms and constructions that are any good looking were not my idea. I got them from the internet. They're copies. This building right here is loosely copied from Impulse's house in Hermitcraft Season 9, the current one. Alright, let's see here. There's a little aqueduct coming out of the mountain. There's our pumpkin farm there. And I wanted to talk about this railway here. There's our mob farm up in the sky. Collection point underneath it, and there's our AFK building. Anyway, this is a railway that's going to lead from here all the way to my previous base, which is about 10,000 blocks away. And so far it's about halfway done. So I don't know, it's got copper trim on the entire way. I don't know if this is the largest copper construction, but it is certainly one of the longest. So if we follow it in here, we're going to go into the station entrance. And right down here is this little village that I created, a little kind of Bavarian-esque village. It's mostly just facades, but large enough for the villagers to live here happily. We've got a whole row of houses, and it's just for fun. These villagers are all stonemasons, but as you can see, haven't traded with them. And we'll look at the rest of the underground base here, but I want to come in the other entrance. Right around in the front of the mountain, we have this entrance. We're going to have stairs here, but we don't have them yet. And here we come in through the Hall of Eternity with the statues of the 7 deadly sins and the 7 virtues. And these designs were by Gold Robin, great YouTube statue designer. And this leads into the Great Hall, kind of a quasi-fascist symbol hall here. This took a lot of work building, and you can see it's very expensive. We've got all the ores here. All these were dug up. Here's my name in diamond blocks. And when we dug out this mountain down to bedrock, we found all these ores. So up there's a meeting room that's still under construction. Really, go behind this W, and we get to the rest of the base. So right through here there's the Bavarian village located over there. Right here we have our frog habitat. Kind of like that. And further down here we have our axolotl habitat. There we are. These guys are enjoying life. Okay. Going through here, we have stairways down to the lower levels, which we'll go to in a minute. Elevators down to the lower levels on this side and up to the start house on this side. We have an input to our storage system. This is just kind of a little work room that I may do something with. I had 2 villagers living here for a long time. They perished one after the other. Just disappeared. So the mega base began 11/30/21. So it's just a few days over 1 year old. Okay, then here we've got several entryways just into unused sections of the base. But here is my bedroom, and we've got some extra armor, and we'll put the new bookshelves in here when we get a chance. Nice fancy bed. Here is a map of our base, which needs to be updated. Let's see. Right here. Don't know where the bases be, or where the maps be in. All right, let's see. Okay, that's the animal crushing farm, so I guess that's updated now. Okay, right around the corner here is our mass storage section for these 6 things: dirt, grass, stone, cobblestone, deep slate, cobble, deep slate. Because when we dug this out, there was a lot of it, and it was too much for the regular storage system. Further down here, we have a doorway that this leads up to that unfinished conference room. Down here, this is the input from the pig and cow smashers, which I forgot to take the scaffolding down, and so there is a creeper up there. Okay. Down here is one of the many caves under the mountain here. Okay, now we will take a look down in the underground real quick. And the underground has lots of areas that are undeveloped so far. The idea was to build a base that could be expanded upon and last for a long time. Down here we have our main staging area. This is where I usually work and sort. Stuff goes into the sorting system. I've got my shulker boxes up here in these chests. I've got shulker boxes full of materials for whatever I'm working on at the moment. Right across here we have an enchanting section, and eventually the idea is that these chests were to carry all of the enchanted books, but I think I'll replace those with the new bookcases. Armory, it really doesn't have much in it yet. Same with the potions factory. And back here we have our allays, which we rescued from pillagers, brought back here. I have no idea what to do with them, but they're good boys. And these other sections are still empty back here, though. I take it back. We have a cartography section with that we're planning to put maps up. But yeah, this one room would be plenty big for most people's bases, but we have about a dozen more just like it as you go down the stairs. And of course we have the elevators here on the left. And this one is a mine level where we've mined off in these 3 directions, mostly for copper and iron at this level. And we go down here, and this is our El Mango super smelter. We have a lava farm, a dripstone farm, a vine farm, and over here a lichen farm. And so down at level 4, still working on it. Working on putting up lanterns. There's always so much to do here as you're expanding the base. The idea was that it would take 2 years to completely build. This is actually where most of the armor is. I'm not sure what I was doing with this. Originally this was going to be a museum, but I've just kind of got random things in those now. Down here on level 6 is the first level of the storage system. So each item has, what is it, 5 chests? 6. And there are about 60 items on the side. And there was, when I built it, enough items for, or enough spaces for every single item in Minecraft. Here's the second floor where we've got, upstairs was all blocks, these are stairs, and then slabs, and then we start with various different kinds of items in this level. And then we have a third floor which has, again, items in with 6 chests of each, and we've got our gems and things down here. Then this area right here, these have not been filled yet, so I've not made spaces for every block, I don't think, from the new expansion. But we do have our skulk and our frog lights and mangrove and mud, so we've got to start on it. And then we have one more level down below, and it's set up differently. It's set up with 2 layers of items with 2 boxes of each. So you can see here we've got trap doors down here, and then up here we have regular doors, and we've got various blocks that these that are made with what is that called? I want to call them mossy cobblestone and mossy blocks and broken blocks, things that we would not necessarily have a whole bunch of double chests full, like the various kinds of bark, and so we've got some of these I don't even have things on. These are the items that I still need to put into the system, so we've got a few more of these, and then we've got that space up above to fill, and then that's it. And then if we have to expand beyond that, they'll come down here to level 10, which currently is a mining level. It is mostly a mining for iron and gold. You can see off in the 4 directions. We got these pillars out of blackstone, which I really like. And we had the Vanilla Tweaks Mob Heads pack added on, and so there's all the mob heads that I've collected, but we had to disable that because of a conflict with 1.19. I understand they have a new update, but we haven't added it yet. Here's level 11. This one's empty. Maybe this would be where the next storage room would go. We have 12, also empty. 13, again, still empty. So lots of room for growth. 14 empty. And here we hit the bedrock. This is level 15. We've got our beacons down here running. And check out these walls with all the diamond ore, deep slate diamond ore. And this is a mine for diamond ore. And these 3 directions, they go off. And there's a lot of mining down here, but the majority of it is in this direction. I went back here, just started mining in this direction, and I suddenly hit on to a hallway that I had not dug out, a 2x2 hallway, and there were still blocks floating in it, and I thought it was Herobrine for a minute because it was super freaky. But it turned out it had been my son digging from his new base up in that direction. So I just expanded it, started digging off in different directions, and then really went digging off in this direction. I'm probably 1,000 blocks down there. So I have dug up so much deep slate diamond ore and other ores, and deep slate too, which is why the bulk of the basis blocks are probably going to end up being deep slate. So that is the base at this point in time, and like I said, we're halfway through the 2 years I allotted for construction, and then after that we'll be off building other things, but this will still be our home base. Thanks for joining me on this brief little tour, and as always, keep on Minecrafting.